The previous video was making the corner halving joint, in which I cut it out. Unfortunately the battery went flat, so now to finish it off with the trimming of the joint, you can see that I've overcut from the line a tiny amount. So it's a little bit proud, not flush, proud on either side of the line. So what I need to do is just give it a little bit of a haircut, a little bit of a trim to get rid of that excess material until both surfaces are flush. It is preferable, I try and get it right first go every time if I can, but it is preferable to leave a little bit extra rather than not have enough and then find out that your joint's under flush. So having it over, having it proud gives you a little bit to trim off. Trimming is fairly straightforward. Butt it up against a bench hook, or if you're not confident doing that, clamp it in place. I might clamp the other one because it's a wee bit small. You can see the marking gauge line that's along that edge there. That's what I need to get down to. So first of all, butt it up against the bench hook, finger along the length of the chisel, both hands on the chisel, and start with a slight slice along the edge just to take it down to that pencil line. Then I can work across the surface, leveling it down to this point, which should now be right because I've got down to that line. So just give it a little bit of a score along there. So I've got a neat edge to cut to. Holding the chisel, that's not quite level. That's level there. If I hold it level and push it forwards, I should get a straight cut, provided the grain doesn't be all silly and go in every direction. 1, 2, 3. Best not to go all the way through. Best to go most of the way through, then come back and finish it off. If I go all the way through, I'm likely to split the edge off it. Pretty well down to the line. Tiny bit over flush there, tiny bit over flush there, so now I get the trim. That's one side trimmed. Give this one a trim down to pretty much that point along there. That's about how much needs to come off it. It's not a lot, it's probably 1/2 to 3/4 of a millimetre. It looks like that'll balance okay, so down to the line. Oops, too much. I can see I'm taking off too much timber, the reason being that the grain's running into the joint, so as I slice along it's going along and down the grain, so I have to be a little bit more careful there. And work back into the grain, there we go. So in that instance I cut in, then I came back in this direction to slice along the grain rather than against the grain. How does it go now? Ooh, pretty good. And pretty good. Tiny little bit under there, but within sandpapering distance. Just about right there. A little bit of an edge, but I don't think I'll play with that anymore because it's within tolerable distance. Nice and square. And that's about it. So let's see, what would I give myself on that one? Bit of a step there needs cleaning out, and that will close that joint up. Pretty good along there. Pretty good along there. Bit of a hollow, could take that edge off. Yeah, I think it's within A range. I'll try and improve it a little bit by taking that rough bit off there. Now go again. Yeah, that's closed up that joint along the top. That's pretty good. Pretty good. A little bit high just on that point there, so I can take that off. You can just see there's a high patch just there that needs to come off. Gently does it. Much better. Try it the other way around. Nice and flush. Nice crisp edge. Could take a little bit more down to the line there. In fact, I think I will. Wrong end. Make sure you get the right end. No, that's good. That's right. Yep, that's an A.